In a matter of minutes, Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheatle is expected to begin testifying before the House Oversight Committee on the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. She's facing growing calls to resign or be fired in response to the shooting. A 20-year-old shot former President Trump during a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, just over a week ago. He killed one rally attendee and critically wounded two others. A spokesperson for the Secret Service says the agency is committed to better understanding what happened, quote, before, during, and after the assassination attempt to ensure it never happens again. So for more on this, let's bring in CBS News Homeland Security and Justice reporter Nicole Sganga. So, Nicole, you know, it's usually pretty challenging when you're in the hot seat, but you know, at least often you're going to get tough questions from one party and maybe easier questions from another party. I think there is bipartisan criticism coming her way. What specifically are lawmakers wanting to hear from her?
Anne-Marie, that's exactly right. And we've been learning more and more about how gaps in security and law enforcement enabled this gunman to get within about 450 feet of the former president with a clear line of fire at him. You know, the Secret Service acknowledged over the weekend that it turned down requests for additional federal resources for the detail of former President Trump in the run-up to the event, a reversal from earlier statements. I think one of the biggest questions here is why during that Butler rally did it exclude from its security zone that warehouse where the would-be assassin fired from? There are also many questions for the Secret Service about how local law enforcement officers had been assigned to assist with security at the rally. Why was there such a lack of officers outside the security perimeter, leaving local snipers really scrambling when they first spotted Thomas Crooks, who they identified as a suspicious person, particularly when he began scaling that warehouse wall, Anne-Marie?
And so do we have any idea what we can expect to hear from the director of the Secret Service? Has she sort of released, usually in opening statements are released at times. Do we get any of that?
We do have a bit of a sense. I mean, there will be some ownership on the part of the Secret Service and the director. We expect her to acknowledge that Secret Service has a zero-fail mission, and they failed. We expect her to call it a significant operational failure, and as she has done in at least one interview since that rally, we expect her to say, hey, the buck stops with me. But she may also point out that no two campaign events are the same, that protective advance teams are often juggling specific assets, personnel, technology, you know, across a new environment.
So there were already several investigations going on into the shooting, into the actual shooting, the crime, into the security lapse. Is it a bit premature to be holding hearings then before we actually know what happened?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I think lawmakers and the American public have been really eager to hear from the Secret Service director directly. I'm not sure it's entirely premature, but it is true that she and others within the U.S. Secret Service will be probed by investigators within the FBI as part of their investigation. There's another panel over the weekend. The Secretary of DHS appointed a bipartisan independent panel to review the assassination attempt. That's a 45-day independent review of the planning for actions taken by the Secret Service and local authorities before, during, after the rally. You know, among those appointed to that panel are former Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano, two Bush administration officials, David Mitchell, who's the former Delaware Secretary of Homeland Security. So that after-action report will no doubt be an important, piece of determining what went wrong, might even be helpful to all of these lawmakers who are forming their own congressional inquiries into what happened that day.
All right, Nicole, thank you very much.
Thank you.